on, let's go outside. Let's take a walk in the sun. There are things to learn and things to see. A big wide world for you, your dog, and me. Dog Talk. Welcome to the show, guys. I'm Pat Becker. This is Dog Talk, and we have a very special dog with us today. This is Ellenor. Ellenor, who has a mohawk to match her owner's mohawk, which I thought was really superior. So tell me, Alan Holzworth, how are you?
I'm great.
And I understand you are a trainer for working out?
I am. I'm a fitness instructor.
And so the name of the place that you work out?
Workout of Nichols Hills.
The Workout of Nichols Hills. That's where Mike Booz is also,
Correct.
Isn't he? Well, I'm told that that is the best place in the world to do it because you have so many good trainers. But I got a call from a girl named Ellenor. Couldn't understand her exactly, but she told me that it was important to bring you on because she's the person who got you up in the morning, got you into this workout place, and made you work out.
Correct.
So it turned out to be this dog, and I have really, it's my first experience. Are you okay, Ellenor? Look here. Look what I have for you. You know what this is? It's something to play with. And I understand that she entertains people. She goes into the workout place all the time and has a really fun time doing it. And you know, I will tell you one thing about her mohawk that I like. It's summertime is here,
yeah.
And these dogs get a lot of problems with ticks.
Oh, correct.
And there are a lot of reasons not to clip your dogs, and veterinarians will tell you because of it protects against the heat.
Okay.
But for any dog that goes around with its owner, like it must be with you, that this is a good thing so that you can defend. Hello, Ellenor, come here, come here. Good girl, good girl. So how long have you had Ellenor?
I've had Ellenor since a puppy she'll be 9 in October.
Yes, and I see the dachshund in her. Do you have any idea whatever else is in there?
Yeah, she came out of a 150-pound black lab.
I bet it was easy for her because this is not a big dog.
Yeah.
But she is so sweet. And as I say, I did this for Ellenor because Ellenor says you are the best person in the whole world.
Well, that is very nice of her.
So if a person wanted to work out, and obviously you're a handsome guy, who wouldn't want to work out with you or be trained by you, how do they get in touch with you?
They can call my cell phone at 405-226-3611. They can also contact me on my email at adamholzworth@hotmail.com.
I see. That's excellent. Mm-hmm. And you're a single guy?
No, I have a girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, we better get that straight.
See, I thought Ellenor was the only one, but there you go.
Ellenor does rule the house, but yes, I do have a girlfriend.
Well, we are making Ellenor the dog of the week because she is so very special.
Okay.
And yes, this is all for you, Ellenor. And I did include, since I understand she's active, here's a little ball tosser
great.
that she's going to love. We've got lots of treats in here, and she's just going to stick her head in there and make a selection. And I have for you another thing for her, a $100 gift certificate to A1 Pet Emporium.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, you go in there and just treat her because she's such a good girl.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick break. Thank you,
That is
Ellie.
Ellie's favorite store.
Is that her favorite store?
Yes.
Well, then I made a good thing here. So we appreciate it so much.
Okay, thank you very much for having us.
I might come down and work out.
Okay.
Maybe not.
You know where I'm at.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
Have you ever wondered what it takes to produce a really fine, purebred conformation show dog? Well, we were curious about it, so we wanted to know about the DNA, about the nitty-gritty. How do you breed a dog? How does it definitively tell you what breed it was, how close the breeding is, all about it. So we went to OSU and we found out. So, Dr. Candace Lyman, you are a therogenealogist.
Therogenealogist.
Yes, and tell me what that is. I can hardly pronounce it.
Yes. So a therogenealogist is a veterinarian who has obtained advanced training in the specific area of reproduction in our domestic animals. So that usually includes a year of internship, possibly some research training, and then a residency.
So breeding is not just something that is natural and anybody can do it. If you do it right, then you get everything that you had hoped for in the dog that you wanted to breed, right? So that you have people who come to you. Why do they come to you?
Exactly. So ideally, the optimal breeder has done their homework and they've selected the proper bitch and stud to be the parents of this future litter. Our assistance then comes in so that only one breeding is needed if necessary. Frozen semen is something that actually is quite popular. You may have stud dogs that had semen preserved 20 years ago, and he may be deceased now. You've got a female who's got the optimal genetics to match up with his. And so frozen semen, being as sensitive as it is, has to be inseminated at the very proper time. I mean, there's one day in a period of about 2 or 3 days that is going to be optimal.
People pay a lot of money to get the right semen from the right stud dog or horse, whatever it is.
Definitely.
And so they have to know. So how do we know? How can I be sure?
Right, so DNA testing is performed on the parents when frozen semen is used for breeding. So the AKC is the organization at which that is performed through. So you'll have parents that are DNA tested, and then puppies will become DNA tested as well after the litter as well.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
We are very appreciative of you helping us too and get our message out.
How interesting is that? Dr. Lyman gave us specific issues about breeding, and she is so right. There is so much to it. There is so much science to it. People don't really understand that, and sometimes we get indiscriminate breeding, which is a very nasty thing. So I have 2 people with me today who are professional breeders. They're handlers, and they have a wonderful take on the professionalism of breeding. Holly Millian, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Tim Smith, welcome.
Fine,
for
thank
goodness
you.
sakes. These are the Cheskies. And tell me about the Cheskies.
Well, Cheskies were developed about 70 years ago in the in Czechoslovakia, now the Czech Republic, by a guy named Horek, and he wanted to develop a breed that eliminated most of the medical problems.
To improve the breed.
Right, to improve a breed.
A breed.
Right,
with
a
a
breed.
combination of what?
Of very healthy dogs from each of the breeds he chose to do. And these were designed to be pack animals, so they run in packs, and to hunt in packs, and they were designed to hunt badgers.
Exactly. And that's the thing that is, again, I'm glad that we're bringing this up, because these quiet, cute little dogs did go after badgers. Badgers are, as what we say here in Oklahoma, the baddest kind of thing. Badgers will fight anything and everything, and sometimes win. So when you take a dog like this who goes after something like that, sometimes it's down a hole. But these dogs do it, and that's exceptional. And they were bred from the Scottish Terrier
and the Sealingham.
And the Sealingham Terrier, and he produced something quite good, because these Cheskies are just gorgeous. This
Great
is the
little
son
animals.
of this dog?
Yeah, Gilly has been the #1 dog for the last 3 years since the inception of Cheskies being shown in the AKC. He's been the #1 dog every year. He's won the National Terrier Specialty, which is in Montgomery, Pennsylvania, and he's won that 3 years in a row. And he won Westminster 2 years. So
let's discuss a little bit about being professional breeders. It is a science. There is a thing that you have to do. Tell me exactly how scientific you look at this. How intricate is the process of this?
Well, basically we talk to breeders that have been in the breeding process for a long time who know pedigrees. We study pedigrees. We study as many as 10, 20, 30 generations of pedigrees on certain dogs too, to find out what they have produced in the past and what we feel like if we breed with a certain dog, what it will produce as far as structure, temperament, health issues, things like that. So all of those things are taken into consideration, and not just for those particular 2 dogs, but for generations.
Yes, for generations. And it does have to do basically with DNA. So this is what we are talking about here. So Tim, you have shown dogs for a long time, and Cheskies are, a wonderful wonderful, wonderful breed. But what do you think? I recently have heard of so many what we refer to in Oklahoma and the dog business as backyard breeders. And as far as I'm concerned, these are people who don't know what they're doing when they breed a dog, and it's indiscriminate because they select a dog, or maybe they buy 2 dogs, and without the, having been spayed or neutered. And again, I think that that should be everybody's choice. But some people are not very smart about it. So they breed sometimes these dogs thinking they're going to make a lot of money, which everybody knows breeders breed for improving their breed, not for financial gain.
Right, we breed for the love of the breed and to improve the health, temperament, and conformation of the breed.
Exactly, that's exactly
But it
right.
has to be health first, then temperament, and then conformation.
And what happens with people who are not professionals is that they will get a female and a male and breed them, as I say, thinking they're going to make money. They don't. They end up with the puppies. Sometimes, depending on the breed, they can have a lot of puppies. So they end up with those puppies. They are not responsible enough to get those puppies spayed or neutered. They cannot place them. So occasionally the mother dog is bred by the son, or the father dog breeds one of the daughters. This could be hazardous.
Oh,
could be
yes.
terrible. Most of these dogs, and statistically, I will tell you, according to Cornell University, these kinds of dogs end up in shelters because they are not quite right here. They are not quite right medically. Sometimes you can have horrendous medical problems with them.
Definitely.
And the saddest thing about it, folks, is that these people who are, as I say, basically backyard breeding for irresponsible reasons, I don't know why they do that, but they are contributing to our problem of overcrowding of shelters and this kind of thing. So tell me, there again, as you had mentioned, if you were going to breed with, and you using an artificial insemination kind of thing, which Dr. Lyman alluded to, it's necessary sometimes, isn't it?
Definitely. There are certain times whenever you have a dog, say like Gilly. We actually did have a girl that was a perfect match for him to breed to and produce this beautiful dog right here. But that's one. We maybe will have one in 4 or 5 years
That will be
would
European
a
or
good,
something.
that could be a good match to him. So what we would like to do is collect him, and we store the semen. You don't just take a dog and use it for everything,
Yes.
because it's not an everything type of deal. Because
And you have to
match it.
change. You do have to, in order to improve the breed, you have to keep changing.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
and that's the important thing.
It's a little bit of an investment, but like Gilly is collected and he has 12 breedings on freezing.
Fantastic.
That in 20 years we may find a use for one of those that will bring back certain things that have been lost.
You see, folks, it is a scientific process. It is just not doing things for fun. I mean, it's fun to see the puppies, but you have to do it right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
I feel so fortunate today because Dr. Baez, who has been on our show before, is here. How are you, sir?
Very well, thank
Good.
you.
Kim Pimpin from the Pet Food Pantry is here, and we are so grateful that you have come by.
Thank you.
Since our last meeting, which, by the way, I would like to acknowledge that your dog was on the cover of a magazine.
Frankie.
And this is Frankie, and he was on the cover of a magazine. We discussed that a week or so ago, and realizing that Frankie was on this magazine, I just had to point that out to you. I know you have a lot of those, but I'll leave that extra one with you. So what I would like to discuss today is the project that both of you are involved in now. One of the things that hardly any of us can think about or appreciate is being homeless. Homelessness is a huge, huge factor in our lives, and we either acknowledge it, deal with it, try to make things better. If we ignore it, it doesn't go away. the whole issues, every issue is exacerbated just by the problems that can happen. Right. Now, I had a great joy in viewing a tape that we made from your place. Tell me about your clinic. It's Midtown Clinic, right?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Well, it's Midtown Vets is the name, and we're right in the heart of Oklahoma City in Midtown.
I understand there are beautiful paintings all over the place, and you have merchandise out there.
Yes.
That is, you know, it's astounding for me. When I saw the tape, I went, wow. This is not just a clinic.
You need to come on this.
I do indeed. You have treats, you have special foods over there. Now I also know that clinically you have ultrasound equipment that you use to, you know, to facilitate the diagnostic work that happens over there, which is really kind of great. And you do surgery over there all the time. Of course, you, as we discussed the first time that you were on, have been in this business for a long time.
Yes, I have.
You were in emergency, and then you established your clinic with your wife, Margarita, right? And so I welcome her on my show anytime she wants to come.
I'll bring her.
Oh, good. That's good. But you have a beautiful facility. And so what motivated you to do this with the homeless?
Well, when we opened the clinic, we've just been open since July, just a few months. And downtown Oklahoma City, there's a lot of homeless people around, you know, and there's a few shelters there. So while we're remodeling the clinic, and we always had people walk by, you know,
with their dogs.
With their dogs. And so we talked to them and started getting to know some of these guys, JR and
they
Tracy.
Have names. So let me ask you a question. What would you sense that how do they feel about these dogs that they have?
Oh, they're their companions. They won't go anywhere without him. And
are they leashed?
Some of them are leashed and some of them are not. So we give them leashes and we tell them, you know, for your protection. But there's several people, and so we learned that it's part of their lives, you know. And there were times where even if the guy is sick, they wouldn't go to the doctor or the hospital because they didn't know what was going to happen to their dog.
Oh, so they were concerned about their dogs. Oh my! So yeah, so they do become that one stabilizing thing in their lives. And people would say, you know, these folks who are homeless are irresponsible anyway. How can they take care of a dog?
No.
But as you say, that becomes their one thing in life that they can control. Yeah. They do have control over their lives. This little animal brings them that nurturing feeling. So you have been treating them there?
Up till now, the homeless people that live around the area walk by, they know that they can walk into our clinic and we'll take care of their dogs. We had Kelly, that has cats, and she's in a women's crisis center.
Oh, okay.
And she was fortunate enough to be able to get her cat, so we take care of her. Then we have Tracy that has these dogs.
So you see a lot of these people coming in and out. You probably see them as a veterinarian more often than most of the veterinarians in our city.
Probably because of the area downtown,
exactly.
and they tell each other, you know, and we're trying to change a little bit of the mentality because a lot of them thought that if they get their shots, you know, their vaccines, their dogs weren't going to get sick.
So they are uneducated about their dogs. Yeah. And so you supply not only the treatments and the diagnosis on some of these animals, you also give them an education as far as, you know, handling their dogs, which is so wonderful. So Kim, tell me about, so in the pet food pantry, you deal with the senior citizens who actually cannot afford food for their dogs. You deliver food to them, and so you go into what, retirement homes or private homes?
Both.
Both?
A lot of senior citizens, personal homes, a lot of centers where they are, yeah. And
so how do they contact you? How do you know?
Well, we work with a lot of aging groups like area-wide aging, the Salvation Army,
Okay.
places like that.
Red Cross and things like that.
And then also, a lot of the veterinarians just know, if you are struggling to feed your pet, they know to
take this number.
contact us.
And so I know that you deal with a lot of the homeless same kind of situations at Jesus House and some of these areas where people come and they have their dogs. So how do you find them with their dogs? Are they devoted? Obviously they're coming for food. Is that out of need, or is that out of what, curiosity, or what do they do?
Well, I think a lot of them, and some of the ones that we call homeless may live in some kind of something that we would not call a home. But that still goes under our homeless program because they are definitely in need.
Do either of you see a specific breed more often?
We see a
Not
lot
really.
of pets in the homeless.
You see a lot of
It's
pits?
amazing. They have little guys, they have big guys.
Where do they get these dogs? From where do they get them?
I don't know.
For the ones that we deal with, a lot of them are rescuing them off the streets. Like there may be street dogs, and those street dogs gravitate to the homeless camps. And then these homeless people start to realize that's a companion for them, and then they form this bond. And I've been doing rescue for 17, 18 years, and honestly, I would adopt out, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I would adopt out to a homeless person before I would adopt out to somebody that lives in $1 million house and that dog is stuck in the backyard and never gets any attention.
Okay, so that's why you're saying it, because the dog gets all of the attention.
24/7.
And psychologically here too, the dog gets an enormous amount of attention because that is the world of the homeless.
Right.
They have no job to get up to go to in the mornings. They spend their time, walking around town?
Right.
Looking for food or looking for exercise or this sort of thing without a home. I cannot even imagine it. I know that most of us cannot even imagine this, folks. Being homeless, being without some place to go, it would be the most frightening thing that I can think of. No cell phone, no money to spend to get you from one place to the other. So you have to be very, very sort of inventive with your time, with your energy, and so this is what develops in these people. Right. So as I say, it's hard for us to imagine, but it is an issue that needs help, and I am so pleased that you all have this project. So what do you plan to do between the two of you, or with the two of you?
Well, we've been talking to some of the agencies, and we have pretty good response. Of course, this kind of work doesn't have any glamour, and it doesn't have any. So we just want to get down and start doing it. So our next step, we're going to try to get certain dates where the people know where we're going to be, and we're going to take care of their animals. And for now, I told Kim, it's just a matter of time because the homeless people already know that they can come into Midtown Vets and we're going to take care of their pets. And they're so cute. One lady we took care of her cats, and we did the x-rays and some lab work on the cat because the cat had something wrong with her heart. Yeah. And so we treated with all the instructions, and she gave me $5. Oh. She said, please take it. I said, well, why don't you buy a hamburger?
And that means more, because in relative terms, that was an enormous amount for her.
Yes.
So here's the thing. If a person wanted to contribute to this kind of project, how would they do that?
I would say go straight to Dr. Baez to, if they want to contribute to the food, they can obviously go to the pet food pantry.
I was going to say, if contributing food probably is easier for a person to contribute to pet food pantry, and in order for this thing, I would say, the organization that you are having a kind of an alliance with is what, the YWCA or YMCA?
We're trying to form an alliance with the YWCA, Salvation Army, Homeless Alliance.
The Homeless Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I really haven't thought about that, but
you're kind of a get-it-done person.
And right,
so I have a feeling you're going to do it without the organizations. Yeah.
So as soon as we get several organizations together, we'll have
and let me say this: when you get the process going, when you get this project moving, will you come back and update us on it?
Absolutely.
Because I know there are people who would want to contribute to that kind of thing, and you are so generous. Both of
is.
you are.
He is.
Well, both of you are, but especially as a medical person, because we know what it takes. We know what it costs. All of these, all of the diagnostic work, all of the treatments. You know, it's very, very expensive. And so to do what you're doing is.
It's a pleasure. It's
And again,
God
it's all
bless you
about
for
taking
it.
care of the animals. We've talked about there's no, no publicity and none of that stuff that we care about. We care about that particular animal, not
And this
the
is what
huge-
impresses me so much, because you guys are just let's get it done type people. So that's, I feel the same way. And I don't know what I contribute. I cannot be a medical help at all. And I will give food as much as we can, to the pet food pantry. You guys keep going. And God bless you.
Thank you
God
so
bless
much.
both of you. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Here's a quick tip for helping your dogs maintain a normal body temperature throughout the summer season. Provide cool water pools for them to hop into. Plastic baby pools are great.
We're going to have a really tough time keeping all of these dogs in one group here, because they're all active. As you can see, they are French Bulldogs, which is a breed I am so fond of, my husband even more. And Ted, you have a very excellent little guy
This
here.
is Crunch.
This named Crunch. Now, this is Trish Liscom, and you are kind of negotiating, kind of the director of this French Bulldog Club.
Not the director of, but I have fostered over 40 French Bulldogs for 2 national rescues, the French Bulldog Rescue Network and the French Bulldog Village. So in some way, even if it was just to do a home visit, I have been involved in all of these dogs.
So this is a club that needs our help. Trish, how do we get in touch with them if they want to adopt one of these precious dogs? Which I'd like to adopt all of them. I can't. But how do they get in touch with you?
I would go on the internet. You can Google French Bulldog Rescue, and it should pull up either the Rescue Network or the Village. They were both started by the same person. We only do we do home visits for all of the dogs. We never ship the dogs.
Ah, excellent, excellent.
They have to come and get them. I have them fosters all over the country. One's in New York City.
Wow.
And Connecticut.
Excellent.
And you apply online and be prepared, because they're pricey little dogs, not just to adopt. The adoption fees are reasonable, but they're prone to back problems.
They have a few health problems. They do, a little breathing problem occasionally.
Skin allergies.
Yes, yes. But you can blame that on the British.
But you can fix that with love.
That's exactly right.
Crunch had to have a $4,000 back surgery.
Oh, there you go. Well, because of that, I am going to donate $500 to your club.
Thank you.
And we are so proud of all of you guys who volunteered. Obviously, you are such an integral part of the foundation of a club like this, and we congratulate you and appreciate every single one of you. Guys, it has been wonderful. We've had a great, great show. And as I say, I'm not going to keep these little guys. They're anxious to get out and running around and having a good time and playing and what have you. But keep in mind, you want to adopt one of these dogs, go online. The French Bulldog Club is there and waiting for it.
Give Crunch a home.
Give Crunch a home. Give all of these babies a home. They are sweet. They are adoptable. Do it, and do it today. We'll see you next week.